Good afternoon, and welcome back to Authentic Conversations Emoji. It's so good to be back. I have not been live in quite a while. Had to take some time off, and welcome. My name is Mojisola Wilson, and the show is Authentic Conversations Emoji. And I am so excited about this journey that we'll all be taking together. Um, yeah, while I wait for people to join the conversations, please forgive me. This is going to be, for me, this is very exciting to be able to bring my audience my journey to self. I mean, it's one of the most amazing, painful, ego stripping journeys I have ever been on. And a lot of you have walked with me throughout my journey since 2009. And now I'm ready to share the journey with you. I read a book about 2 weeks, no, about 2 months ago, actually, and it's called The Healing Journey by Dr. Bakari. And one of the things that I plan on doing with this particular show is to continue on this journey to self with you guys, if you're interested. And I'm hoping that we can all heal together so that we can become the best version of ourselves. And that way, hopefully, interacting with each other will be a lot more pleasurable than it's been for the past few years. A lot of people are hurt, so they're hurting other people. We have the African Americans that have gone through the slavery experience, the discrimination, the racism. We have the Africans that our own government is literally abusing us. We're in a horrible relationship with the government because in Nigeria, where I'm from, everyone is their own local government. So there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of rage, and I'm hoping that through this, we all will be able to take the journey to self in order to improve the world. My name is Mojisola Wilson. Again, please do me a favor. You know, I don't ask you guys for a lot of things. Just share the video. I don't get paid for anything I do here. It's all about empowering people. It's all about healing. It's all about becoming better people. It's the journey to self. That is the name of this segment that we'll be doing Thursdays at 4. I have put the link in the comment section. The link is there. I hope some of you will come with me to the stage so we can actually have an authentic conversation about the excerpts. So share the video for me. So I'll ping in other people. I think that's Clubhouse language, but bring in other people so that they too can listen into the audio and then we can all talk about it. And I'm hoping that if you share the video, the messaging will resonate with somebody in your circle. And that way, a lot more of us will be walking around healed. And when we heal, we're able to love authentically. We're able to accept love. We're able to recognize situations, people that are toxic. And we're able, most importantly, not to be toxic ourselves, because hurt people hurt people. My name is Mojisola Wilson. Just bear with me while I do the housekeeping. My wife went through a lot to put this together for me. So yeah, I'm going to do this. Hello again, it's Mojisola Wilson, and welcome to Authentic Conversations, where we hope to have authentic transformations. In order to be able to transform our personal lives, we have to figure out a way to get back to our authentic selves. Because when a child is born, in my opinion, they come with no, qualms, no inhibitions, nothing. If you hang around children long enough, you'll realize that children tend to speak exactly what's in their mind. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I like that color, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, what happens is that we socialize them. We program our children, and we were programmed ourselves. So of course, that's what we do. We program our children into what we believe they should be. So along the way, each individual loses their authenticity. They lose themselves in what is being told to them. I can't tell you how many layers I had to peel off to become this version of myself, and I'm still growing. So there's a lot of books that I read. I've been in therapy for almost 20 years, and I have no shame in saying that because look, I lived in the closet for 30 years. Well, you guys already know that. But along with living in the closet, I was born in Nigeria, a country that teaches you how not to be your authentic self, because we are taught to do what society wants us to do, to behave a certain way. Women are taught to sit with their legs crossed, closing off all the energies within themselves, not expressing themselves, not speaking the truth. So, as we all know, to get to become your authentic self, you have to take a lot of chances. You must go inside and peel the layers off. As you're peeling the layers, you might cry. As you're peeling the layers, you might be afraid. But I assure you, behind your worst fear lies the keys to your promised land. So today I ask you again to share this video on your pages. Invite your friends. I don't know how you do that, but invite your friends to come in and share in this, because there's no point. If you are the only one that's on the healing journey, life is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard because people will not understand where you're coming from. They wouldn't even get it. And let me tell you, the more you read this book, which I believe I'm urging everybody to go out and buy, I don't make money from it. This is a book that I read that resonated very highly with me. This is a book, it's a workbook that starts in January. But I figure if we all start this journey together and we read other books like parenting books, self-help book, mindset books, things like that, I believe it's going to become a much better world. So while we're waiting for other people to come in, if you're here, please say hello. If you're on my public page, if you're on YouTube, if you're on my personal page, please say hello to me so I know you guys are there, because I don't see any comments yet. And if you'd like to come into the studio, do me a favor. There's a comment in there that has the link. Just click on that and you'll be back in the back end of the studio. Again, this is Mojisola Wilson. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I know that I'm sure that you have a lot of things to do. So here we go. I'm going to wait till we get up, but please ping in other people, because I like to get in at least 10 people on this segment. And then we'll start the book. I don't want people to miss out on this amazing, amazing journey you and I are about to start to take. Yes. So bring in some people, give me some hearts, give me some love so I know that you're there and you can hear my voice clearly. And if the audio is fine, just do me a favor and say, I can hear you. I'm so grateful that you guys are doing this with me. So the name of the book is The Healing Journey. And I'm going to start to play it. So if you can, get a piece of paper and a pen so you can take notes, and then we can come back and we can discuss things. Okay, here we go.
One of the telltale signs of internal dysfunction. Therefore, this book will focus on wellness and
I'm going to pull the book back and
The Healing Journey. Relational dissatisfaction is one of the telltale signs of internal dysfunction. Therefore, this book will focus on wellness and relationships. People with high resilience are often able to perform occupationally and appear well physically. However, when emotional wounds linger, healthy relationships are difficult to maintain. When a person has unmet needs, they may have difficulty finding supportive friends and experience high conflict partnerships, disgruntled coworkers, emotionally distant children, and social anxiety. People often seek help with these relationships without ever addressing the underlying issue, unhealed trauma. The unhealed heart looks to external forces to assign blame, such as hurtful people or an unjust world. While your trauma may have occurred during childhood, acceptance of personal responsibility is what allows for healing in adulthood. It is our job not that of another adult, to provide ourselves comfort and safety. Accepting responsibility is the key that will open the portal to our most beautiful, empowered self. Many trauma survivors look for someone to save them from their pain, and when they think they have found that person, they tend to quickly attach themselves. Fearing abandonment, we cling to those who make us laugh, feel special, or invite us deeper into ourselves. We often confuse our feeling of clinginess with love. It isn't love. The attachment is based on fear and weighs heavily on the relationship. As a result, the person to whom we have attached often ends up leaving. The vulnerability of trauma survivors often leads to attraction to the wrong people, inappropriate engagement, and or sabotaging quality relationships. Sometimes people show up in our lives through the cracks of our dysfunction and are never worthy of space they take up. A repeat cycle of dysfunctional relationships occurs as we navigate heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. The only thing that will stop the vicious cycle is genuinely loving ourselves more than we love anyone else and more than we expect anyone else to love us. There is nothing wrong with being hungry for love. We just have to learn to cook for ourselves. We can be needy too, but we have to learn to self-soothe. Healing is self-loving and self-soothing. While healing is not a linear progression, the healing journey has identifiable phases as it relates to relationships: denial, disclosure, de-individuation, discovery, and development. Each phase attracts and repels certain types of relationships. In the denial phase, survivors minimize the effect of trauma on their current life and do not identify as survivors. Perhaps they have achieved a degree of external success that disconnects them from the internal trauma. They may think highly of their skills and achievements and believe others are to blame when something goes wrong. Some survivors in denial tend to care for others as evidence of their humanity. They play the role of caregiver or martyr to connect with others. They may consider themselves empaths and take on the hurt of others instead of dealing with their own pain. High conflict relationships are often built in the denial phase, where trauma survivors are attracted to the trauma of others. Other survivors in the denial phase numb themselves and feel nothing about other people's pain. They do not pursue attachment at all. Emotional independence is their emblem of survival.
So, again, I'd like you guys, somebody to come in with me on stage so we can really have a conversation, because unfortunately, this is an interactive kind of event, and I would love you guys, anybody, click on that thing so we can discuss what we have heard so far. As you see, I like to take notes, right? I hope you were taking notes as well. So the first thing she said is conflict and partnership, right? A lot of my journey has been based on self-discovery, getting to my authentic self, on learning so much that I'd been taught. Social anxieties are the anxieties that we feel. Am I good enough? I shouldn't be here. What am I doing here? Those kind of things. You could be in a partnership and you're thinking, oh my God, does my partner really love me? Am I good enough for my partner? Those kind of things. A lot of times you find, I'm not a therapist, just so I say that. I'm not a therapist. I'm a certified life coach, yes, but I'm not a therapist. All I'm doing is bringing to the table what I, Moji, have learned along the years that has made me who I am today. And I'm still growing. This healing journey, this journey to self, is a lifelong journey, because I forget who said it, but the moment you stop learning, you should be dead, right? So, number one thing that caught my attention was um, understanding the issues, on going deep to find out what it is that makes you who you are. What is it that makes you tick? And to get to that, you have to heal all these traumas that happen to you along the way. Some of them are you know, inflicted by being in the wrong places, hanging with the wrong people, dating the wrong people, being in the closet as an LGBTQ person actually destroys most of us that are LGBTQIA. Then you have the women that are women, and we've been told, shh, be quiet. The man is everything, right? We have parents that raised us differently from our brothers that made us feel less, even though we're doing very well and we're high achievers. Then you go to the personal issues. Dr. Bakari talked about taking personal responsibility for your life. Nobody's going to save you. See, help comes when we are all ready to do something different. If somebody gives you $1 million today and you're not ready to change your habits that got you where you are or kept you where you are, you can't make it. You'll spend the money off your phone, and that's going to be the end of it, right? And then you have attaching the fear of abandonment makes a lot of people not even say what they want. Like we're so attached to things that, oh my God, my worthiness cannot be attached to somebody else. You have to be worthy of yourself, by yourself. It doesn't matter what you do. There's pride in working. You don't need to be a CEO to be somebody that's worthy. You don't need to be just be the best version of you. I mean, that's just the way I see this book. Thank you, Johnny. If you want to come in, click on the link and come to the back end, and I'll bring you in on the stage. Please, I need other people's opinions. This book is doing a lot for me personally. And then we have she said attachments based on fear, where you're afraid somebody's going to leave you. So you don't tell them what you need, what you want. You dance to the tune of a lot of people that you are trying to impress, right? Okay. So then he talks about the attraction to the wrong people so far. And then one of the things that really, 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 really hit me was like, boom, hungry for love. A lot of people are hungry for love, and we're looking for it in the wrong places. We're staying with partners. Well, I no longer do that. But that hungry for love thing stems from the relationship with our parents. Maybe one parent left. Maybe the other parent did not give us the attention that we thought we deserved or that we want. There's so much in this book. This book is packed. I really recommend that people get it so that when we're read, and then we can come back together and truly talk about it. Attraction to the wrong people, we talked about. Looking for external sources to validate us. Honey, this is 2021. I post pictures. I'm posting pictures so that people can like it, because it makes me feel good. Lately, I realized that since I started to really go deeper, this is a journey that's been 20 years. This discovery journey, this journey to self, to my authentic self, started in 2003. And many, many years later, I'm still peeling off the onions, and boy, sometimes it hurts. So, empaths, guilty. I run around trying to save the world, right? You guys know me for that. Because half the time I'm running away from me, from dealing with my own issues. If you notice lately, I've been taking a lot of time off social media, because at one time I used to do the show every day because it was therapy. Then I went on to doing the show like 2 days a week. Now life has gotten very busy. I've learned to love me. I've learned to appreciate me. And once you learn to love you, it becomes easier to love others and accept them for who they are, not who we want them to be, which is part of why we have anxieties, right? So yeah, this is a very interesting book. This book is packed. It's a year-long exercise. I mean, we're doing excerpts so that when you buy the book, every month we'll do once a month, and we'll come back together and we'll talk about it. So like I said, please, if you want to come into the studio, Do me a favor, I'm posting the link again so that we can have authentic conversations. It's not a conversation if I'm the only one talking, right? So, yeah. So, we're going to go back to the excerpt. We're going to go back to reading the book, right? And we're going to be able to continue. So, here goes. Take notes, ask questions. Let's really do this the right way, because the interaction is what helps us to open up closets that we're all hiding in. We all have a closet that we're hiding in. So, bear with me, yeah? And like I said, share the video for me, share it on your pages, ping your friends in, invite your friends to join this conversation, because if you're the only one healed in your circle, it's not going to work, right? So here we go.
Lack of vulnerability becomes their identity. Going within does not happen in denial. Survivors lack an understanding of internal processing. The concept may seem illogical for a survivor who has achieved success and cares deeply for others. All of their efforts to navigate the world are based on external awareness and response. During disclosure, survivors tend to attract other survivors as they seek validation of their hurt. The goal is understanding, not healing. Survivors in this phase are looking for secret keepers. Unfortunately, relationships between survivors become toxic if both partners do not move beyond the disclosure phase. If only one of the survivors moves beyond the disclosure phase, they may outgrow the relationship, leaving the other partner repeating a cycle of victim abandonment. In the de-individuation phase, survivors look to be saved instead of saving others. They identify themselves primarily as survivors, filter every aspect of their lives through the lens of a survivor, and set up all of their relationships to revolve around being a survivor. Survivors in this phase are looking for support from a specific person to show up in their lives. This comes with a great deal of disappointment because survivors cannot find people whose commitment to them is as strong as their commitment to others. I sabotage many relationships by giving them the task of being a support person in my life. Regrettably, I always return to a feeling of isolation. When we get stuck in our own need to heal and use it to engage in relationships, we sell ourselves short. We end up sabotaging instead of developing healthy relationships. Even when we attract healthy people, they don't stay because healthy people don't want to be counselors to their friends. Healthy relationships are not meant to help us heal, but to live. Bitterness, resentment, and self-righteousness are common in this phase, and many survivors do not find their way out of the negativity. In the discovery phase, survivors move beyond the survivor experience as their primary identification. We expand the boundaries of friendship and take on the responsibility of self-love and self-discovery. What we once expected of others, we have learned to give to ourselves. In this phase, survivors begin to develop various compatible relationships instead of looking for people who offer validation. We attract good human beings who are kind, appreciate diversity, have a sense of humor, show reciprocity, and minimize dysfunction. It is a bonus if they are self-aware, socially conscientious, highly emotionally intelligent, and spiritual. Those traits may be our personal calling of transformation, but not our mission. Healing should make our world bigger, not smaller. Our hearts must remain open. We usually meet good people while engaging in activities that we enjoy, and therefore, we know we share something in common. We don't meet just one of these people. We meet a variety of them depending on the expansion of our lives. If we only go to church, we will only meet religious people. not necessarily spiritual ones. If we only go to the gym, we will primarily associate with people who share body vanity, not necessarily quality health. If our primary socialization is the bar, well, that's where we will find partying buddies, not necessarily friends. However, the more variety we have in our lives, the more varied our friendships will be. We won't have to rely solely on one friendship because we will have a network of friends. We may have a friend who makes us laugh and act silly, a friend for serious talks, one who knows the answer to every question, and one who knows everybody. We don't stop exploring friendships after finding one person we vibe with and who is willing to spend time with us. As we learn ourselves, we discover more friendships. We learn that we are not one-dimensional, but complex human beings. And our relationships should reflect that. When they do, we move to the development phase. In the development phase, the survivor commits their life to personal development. We try to see people as they are and not how we want them to be. We attract people, then choose how to engage them without a survivor script. Healing is a lifelong journey where we meet people along the way. The strength of each person's journey varies, so we must leave room in our lives for people to enter and exit because we no longer take people hostage nor allow ourselves to be one. Our relationships have little conflict as we ultimately understand that every relationship is a relationship with ourselves.
Now, I must tell you, I have to confess, right? If you've been following me for a while, there's nothing this woman is saying that I haven't said. There's nothing she's saying that Iyanla did not say or Oprah did not say. But for some reason, when I heard the audio, even though I read it on paper, it made sense. It made a lot of sense. And I'll tell you, one of the things in this particular, in the excerpt that we just listened to, she talked about the healthy relationships. She talked about how when you are in the phase of development, you focus on self-development. You focus on, meditating. You focus on eating right. You focus on, expanding your mindset. You read a lot of books. If you've been following me for about 4 or 5 years, you know that I have gone through all of that. And the reason why this book resonates with me, and I think that we need to share more books and what we individually go through, is that there's so many people out there hurting. So many people out there are hurting, and that's why there's so much hate. You go to social media, people are just attacking each other. A lot of people lack emotional intelligence because they're hurting, because they're not healed. Then let's go to what you attract. People attract what they are. You attract who you are. We all resonate in energy. And a lot of us, before I got here, a lot of the time I was trying to be friends with gay people, trying to be friends with that. But a lot of gay people are broken, right? And here I'm on a journey to self. So I thought maybe if I helped everybody I came in contact with, not realizing that everybody is not my assignment. And we all must go through whatever Job moments we have to go through to get to our promised land. That I chose, those shows I did last year where I talked about you have to meet people where they are. You have to be able to understand that everybody is not where you are. And I don't mean financially, I mean spiritually, I mean mentally. And you just can't mingle your energies with every Jagbajantis or every amazing person, because if you meet a Jagbajantis person, remember I did that show where I talked about when you're here and you're hanging out with people that are here, and they have to come up or you have to go down to their level. And too many times we dumb ourselves down so that people can like us. I stopped doing that. The moment I started to do that, though, people started to drag me. They called me this, they called me a gold digger, they called me that, they called me this and that and the third. When I said I was not dating any Nigerian that's not out of the closet, the Nigerian LGBTQ turned against me. When I said we have to empower each other, because as I became more empowered, it was draining to be around people that did not want to do better, that are not comfortable in their skin. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to do better. But if we're not resonating almost the same frequency, you're going to be tapping from me, which means I have to tap from other people. And that is a crab in a barrel situation. Once I started to move away from that, I started to repel people. If you remember the whole of 2019, I was getting dragged on Facebook, dragged on Twitter, dragged everywhere. Because as you start to resonate a higher frequency, you become less attractive to the people that are not willing to do the work. So when you start to attract better people, when you start to love yourself, you start to not allow certain things in your spaces. If I believe in it, if I live in truth, then people that are living a lie, I don't feel comfortable with. If you live with integrity, people that are not walking with integrity, they will not be attracted to you. And I, for a long time, honestly, I thought it was something I was doing wrong, not realizing I was doing the right things. And then as time evolved and I started to see the kind of people I started to attract, I'm like, Shekwe, there's this kind of goodness in the world. It's important that we heal. It's important that we take this journey to self so that we can attract good partners and we can attract good people that we can not hold like this, but we can resonate with, that they too will vibrate positive energies with us. Have you ever noticed that a lot of times I would come on Facebook and talk about, oh my God, these people jacked me, that one jacked me, I tried to help this person and they dragged me. I was resonating on a low frequency, but I didn't know that. And the more I healed, this book only came out this year, like 2 months ago, but I've been on this journey. I used to meditate on Facebook. I used to do this meditation, 700-800 people will come through, but they did that because a lot of people were in my inbox begging for money, and I would give them the money because I wanted them to like me. That's resonating on a low frequency. There were times that I would take on people's problems that's not really mine. I never allow them to take accountability for where they are because I wanted people to like me. A lot of you, I'm sure it resonates with. But the more I started to fall in love with Moji, the less I allowed people to use me, to take advantage of me. And the more boundaries I put up, the easier it became for good people to find me. This thing is not rocket science, but we're not taught to love ourselves. We're taught to be selfless. And because we're taught to be selfless, folks, guess what happens? When you are selfless and not self-full, right? Guess what happens? People will step on you. They will take advantage of you. They will abuse you. They will use you. They will tell you you're a snob. They will tell you you're looking for attention. They will tell you all kinds of things. Honey, keep doing you. Do whatever it is that feeds your soul. You want to do for people? Yes, shuku to you. Hello, Stabalanli, happy birthday. Do for people, but understand that if your cup is empty, if this is all you have, this glass of water, and somebody needs water, and you give them 2/3 of it, you're going to die of thirst. Or you have to go and beg somebody for something else, which is why people might think Moji is now a B word. But what I've learned is that if I show love to me, if I keep my money and give what I want to give out of love, then if somebody doesn't say thank you, it doesn't bother me. It would be nice if they did. But if somebody doesn't reciprocate, it doesn't bother me. because I am full. That's why I loved it when, look, there's this piece where she said, hold on, I'll play it again. Hold on one second.
Depending on the expansion of our lives. If we only go to church, we will only meet religious people, not necessarily spiritual ones. If we only go to the gym, we will primarily associate with people who share body vanity, not necessarily quality health. If our primary socialization is the bar, well, that's where we will find partying buddies, not necessarily friends. However, the more variety we have in our lives, the more varied our friendships will be. We won't have to rely solely on one friendship because we will have a network of friends. We may have a friend who makes us laugh and act silly, a friend for serious talks, one who knows the answer to every question, and one who knows everybody. Realize.
See, when this particular excerpt I wanted to bring out here again, I needed to replay it because it's so important to understand that one person cannot fill all our needs, right? This is why it's important to work on ourselves so that we know exactly who we are, what makes us tick, what we need. Like in my head, I'm a comedian. So I might be with somebody that doesn't get my joke. I know which friends appreciate my jokes. And when I'm with the other friends that are very serious people, I know it. But part of the healing process is that it helps you to understand who you are so that that person, when we're talking about love and friendships and such, you will attract the right partner. When you're not your authentic self, I don't care if you're straight, gay, money sexual, green card sexual, know thyself. When you know yourself, then you start to do what it is that you love. If you like to play golf, you go and play golf, you meet somebody. If you like to play tennis, you go and play tennis, you meet somebody. If you like to eat like me, you meet somebody. I met my wife doing justice. I didn't meet her in a bar. I didn't meet her on the plane. I met her doing exactly what I believe my purpose was. That's how I met my wife. I had no idea who she was. She didn't have any pictures on her Facebook page. I didn't even know what she looked like when we first started talking. And for months and months, we connected on different levels that had nothing to do with physical. We had a spiritual connection. We have a spiritual connection. And part of being authentic is being able to have authentic conversations with each other. You have no clue how painful some conversations I have with my wife are, where she speaks the truth, not her truth, not my truth. If we are not being authentic with each other, our love will not grow. It wouldn't blossom because we're in the closet in some parts of our lives. And when you think about the people that you hang out with, I want you all to take a notebook and write down 10 people you hang out with, and then ask yourself, what value do they bring to your life? And I'm not talking about money. Are you hanging out with people that only like you because you give them stuff? I used to be that emoji. Are you hanging out with people that you are the one that's always calling them? They never return your call. Uh-huh. See, when I stopped that, my circle got smaller. Because as you start to trim the fat, as you start to love yourself, as you start to respect yourself, people will not like you. I'm married to the love of my life. Last year, I was dragged by people that were in the closet. I didn't even know they were bisexual. They dragged me because they saw the life that I'm living. They called me a gold digger, and thank God I have a sense of humor. It hurt like crazy because I thought those were people that we were friends, which goes back to, remember the piece where she said, a lot of people that are in, what did she name it? That when you're in denial, when you're going through that process of peeling the onions, you attract certain people because you attract broken people. You attract a lot of broken people. Remember, I did a show about stop hanging out with people with broken wings, because when they are healed, they're going to fly away. I did that show about 2 years ago, and people called me a snob. They called me all kinds of names. but this makes sense. I didn't even know what I was saying, but that was my journey and it made sense. So the bottom line is, when you start to heal and you start to fall in love with yourself, a lot of people will leave you because you're no longer feeding that toxic need that they have. If you have friends that talk bad about other people, one day soon they'll talk bad about you. But that common thing, if you have friends that you talk about business, how do we grow our business? Those are the friends that, if you just, not even business, just healthy stuff, and you're not dragging each other, that means that you're healing. It really does. My whole being, if you remember about 6-7 months or maybe 7 months ago, I stopped talking every day. I had to take the time to go within Moji to bring all these fragmented pieces of me together. And let me tell you something. Nobody is ever truly healed. We're all on a journey to self, and that authenticity, being authentic, being vulnerable, allows you to attract the right partner, the right business, the right friends without being clingy. I'm at the point in my life where if you friend, I have friends like Zabolanle, we call each other ever so often, but we check on each other. She checks on me, I check on her. But then I had to let go of people that I was the only one checking on. And it's like once you start to heal and you're no longer in that discovery stage. I was in the discovery stage for about 4 or 5 years. And then by the time I met my wife, I was at the stage where I started to put pieces together. And that's why she was attracted to me. At least one of the many reasons, aside of my long weave. But seriously, that's how we have to do it. The journey to self is lifelong. As you heal, it's like you're opening different chapters of a book, and that's the book of your life. So let's go back in, hang in there, and let's listen to some more.
Solely on one friendship, because we will have a network of friends. We may have a friend who makes us laugh and act silly, a friend for serious talks, one who knows the answer to every question, and one who knows everybody. We don't stop exploring friendships after finding one person we vibe with and who is willing to spend time with us. As we learn ourselves, we discover more friendships. We learn that we are not one-dimensional, but complex human beings. And our relationships should reflect that. When they do, we move to the development phase. In the development phase, the survivor commits their life to personal development. We try to see people as they are and not how we want them to be. We attract people, then choose how to engage them without a survivor script. Healing is a lifelong journey where we meet people along the way. The strength of each person's journey varies. So we must leave room in our lives for people to enter and exit, because we no longer take people hostage nor allow ourselves to be one. Our relationships have little conflict as we ultimately understand that every relationship is a relationship with ourselves.
Now, this excerpt for me is very powerful, and this is only 1 hour. Next week, we're going to pick up on the second excerpt, but I'm hoping that you guys will go out and buy the book. It's called The Healing Journey. We're going to be doing a whole series of books, and we still do the Goose Bass. But on Thursdays at 4 p.m., we will continue to do excerpts of books as we go on the journey to self. Because until we heal, we are not able to have relationships until we actually face our demons and really unclog the closets in our lives. A lot of people are walking around with so much pain and so much So much things that don't even make sense, that you think is so important to everybody else and nobody cares. So you're hiding your authentic self. Gay people, a lot of gay people, especially Africans, I didn't want anybody to know I was gay for about 40 years. So what did I do? I was resonating on a low frequency, so I didn't attract the right people into my life. And I was so busy paying people to love me, accept me, begging straight Nigerians to accept me. Oh my God. Then I was going from church to church. Straight people do the same thing. When they are hurt or their programming is like really off the chart, they too do the same thing. This is a human issue. The journey to self it has no sexuality, no gender, no race. We all need to heal so we can become the best version of ourselves, and so that we can, I repeat, so that we can get the keys to our promised land. You cannot get to your promised land. If you get a job you don't deserve, you're going to lose it. If you don't love yourself, you will not be willing to put in the work to become a better person so that you can get a better job. You will compromise on your integrity because you don't love yourself. One of the things that she said in this particular excerpt is that we have to learn to let people go. When everybody cannot, of course we can, but I would like somebody to come in. Please click on the link and come into the back end so we can really talk about this. Everybody's not going to stay. I've been saying this for years. Everything this woman is saying, I've been saying for years. I just figure you guys need to hear it from somebody else. You have to understand that life is a journey. And like a bus, sometimes you get on the bus and people get off in different stages of your life. It's okay. Their purpose, their mission in your life or yours in theirs is done. And they have to make room for new people to come on. I have met some people on this platform, Facebook, where we vibed very well, very crazily, but we were all trauma bonded. Trauma bonding is when you become friends with people that are in pain because it resonates with you, because you are still in the denial stages. So I used to hang out with all these gay people, forgetting that gay people, like straight people, are crazy, good, bad, lazy, 419ers. Once I hit that mark about 2 years ago, I started to assess people as they are, not because they're gay. I don't no longer make friends with people because they're gay. I make friends with people because they're good people. I don't care what your sexuality is. That's what inclusion. Remember when I went for the course, for the certification for inclusion and diversity? That's one of the things it taught me. And that was part of my journey to self. Education is a passport to our freedom, folks. And they will not tell you this in school. This is not something that's taught in classrooms. Black Americans, the ADOs, are bleeding all over the place. They hate Nigerians, they hate Africans, they hate this, they hate that. Truly, they hate themselves. They do. It's the same way with Nigerians. We hate our government, but indirectly, we hate ourselves because we are the ones that continuously pick accountability. We don't have it. Everybody's their own local government in Nigeria. Why? Because we have not made the government accountable for what they do. And we have not done that because we've been taught to just be quiet. Shh. Don't tell anybody you've been raped. Don't tell anybody you're going to Kano. Tell them you're going to Ibadan so that the witches know nothing about you. We Africans are raised on lies. We've been taught to lie from birth. Women have been told that they are less. Because in Nigeria, a woman has a child that happens to be a girl. They're like, oh, next time, maybe God will give you a boy. Like a girl child is not worthy. A girl child has no value. So we all grow up thinking we're nothing. God forbid you're gay too. Now you've been told in church you're an abomination. You're this, you're that. This is why the journey to self is a very important segment to do. Because without the journey to self, it's going to be hard for all of us to become the best version of ourselves. It's going to be hard to find the right partner. You'll continue to date the same people in different skin tone. You'll continue to say all men are bad. Honey, you're the common denomination. Work on yourself. I've been saying this for years. When we work on ourselves and we peel the layers of hurt and pain and we reprogram ourselves by unlearning a lot that we've been taught and learning how to value and love ourselves, how to put in the work to become the best version of ourselves. You find a lot of people, a lot of younger generation, they want hit and run. They want to be rich today. I'm 57. People want to have the same thing that Moji has. How is that even going to work? I've been working since I was 16. I'm now 57. It's not going to work. So let's all go on this journey to self. The name of the book is The Healing Journey, and it's by Dr. Rosenna Bakari, Bakari. She's not Nigerian, she's American. Let me tell you, my journey to self was not easy, and it was even harder because I did it in public. I went through my journey to self on social media. I am finally feeling so comfortable in my skin, so much so that I am willing to go on this journey to your authentic self with you. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a certified inclusion and diversity specialist. My real job is real estate though, but I love helping people to get to their authentic self. Anyways, you try to click on the link to come in, but it's not working for you. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what I can do. All right. It's not working for Johnny. So please bear with me while I try to do something super fantastic for Johnny. Let's see what I can do. Oh, God. Just bear with me, okay, you guys? It's going to be fun. It's very important that we try really, really hard to have other voices. And I'd like to hear your opinions anyways. I am not sure why it's not working for you, but let me try something real quick and I'll see how that works out. All right, just bear with me 1 second. Of course, I'm calling my wife. I'm trying to text my wife in the background to see if she can help me out because you guys know I'm not that technically. That's part of the thing. You accept your shortcomings, right? So you can get help. When you start to fall in love with yourself, I'm telling you, life just becomes so much easier. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to try and send the email to myself. Let me see if I can get the invitation and send it to me. I don't know why it's not working. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my wife over here and see what she can do. Because, I am so grateful that I have the opportunity to be able to do what I do. It's one of the most amazing feelings in the world when I and others are on a journey to self, because our friendships become stronger and we can relate with each other a lot better. There's less fighting, there's less animosity, there's a whole lot of lessons that we do. So, Journey, I have no idea why the link is not working for you. But let me tell you what I'll do. Next, she's coming. So what I'll do is I'm going to try and get you on stage. Anybody that wants to come in, please, I'm taking myself off the stage for a moment, right? I'm going to put the black on. Not the black. I'm going to put the banner on, right? So that I'm going to get Margaret to help me to do this. Do you mind? Hold on 1 second. All right, we're trying to email Moji the link, and then I'm going to put the link back on so that you guys, the link is over here somewhere. Over here. Just bear with me 1 second. I don't know. It's upside down. Invite. We're trying to get the link. Yeah, you can remove me. It's easier. So we are working really hard to send the link. Forgive me. I don't know who's still there, but I am working. I'm about to get the link to you guys. If 2 or 3 of us can come on stage and just chit chat, it will be really, really nice to hear other people's views and opinions. The winches are working really hard for this thing not to work, but we will get there. So just hang on. The amazing Margaret is fixing this for me, and we will be able to get this going in a few minutes. So bear with me. Let's see. We're almost there. Should be coming. All right. So we are about to have the link. The witch is no hungry today, Fa. Can you go to the comments for me? Please don't leave. We're trying to get the link up. Let's try and clip it back there again. All right. So here is the link. Anybody that wants to come to the back end of the studio, please click on that link. It's right there. I hope it works. There you go. All right, we're almost there. Did it work? And I didn't get the email. Oh, I got the email. So here is the link. That's the link to the back end. All right, let's see what I can do here. Let me tell you, this book and a lot of other books that I will be bringing to the table for you guys, you will not believe. All right, I just clicked it again. I just posted the link again. Just click on the link. It should bring you right back to the back end. That's the link to the back end. I did. I think I did. Yeah, so click on the link if you'd like to come on the back end. If nobody's going to come on the back end, that's fine as well. Yeah. I'm going to see. Can you get in, Johnny? Are you able to get in? All right. So any questions? Does anybody have any inputs? Do you want to say something? No, he's not getting. He's not able to get in. Then, okay. Well, Ayomide wants to say something, but we're not going to let her say anything. Oh, by the way, Johnny, I'm sending it to your cell phone. How about that? Let's try it that way. Just please bear with me. Forgive me. I don't know what's going on. I'm sending it to Johnny because I have his cell phone. Yeah. So I just sent it to you, Johnny, on your cell phone. So yes, you should be the witches. See, this is why you got to resonate on a good frequency, right? He's on the mobile. I don't know. Are you on the mobile device? All right. I don't know. Well, if he's not, Hey, Ajay, the healing journey, it's a very important one. We're going to do it for ourselves. Yes, I think so. I think everybody should do it because the moment you do it, look, let me tell you something. When I started the healing journey, it was very painful. It's going to be painful, but there's nothing worth having that does not come with a price. You already know, I always say, right? Everything comes with a price, but you don't have to do it alone. We can all do it together, right? Yes, we don't have to do it alone. Anyways, my name is Mojisola Wilson. Oh, there's Johnny. Hey, Sister Bolanle, good to see you.
Hello.
Thank you. So, what did
I
you think about the excerpt?
do you know what? It's so powerful. I immediately I went to Amazon straight. I've ordered the book already.
It's
Because I
amazing.
feel all you were saying was speaking to me. Because I recognize that that journey for me in a way has stalled, and there has been a price to pay
Yes,
because
yes,
of it.
yes.
And so I, that healing that we all need, to become our authentic self. I think I'm so consumed with what the world is saying as
Yep.
opposed to focusing on myself and where I need to be. Um, you know, in terms of, because you spoke about shrinking your friend
Yeah.
group and everything else. I've been doing that, for years. You know, once somebody does something or shows me a
Who
part
they
of
are.
them that doesn't resonate with who I already am or who I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
then our journey is short, sweet and short.
Yeah.
I just, I don't even argue if they don't have to. You just move on,
Do you know
you
what my
know.
wife says? And my
Mm.
phone just kicked in because I'm speaking to you and you have phone. Do you know what my wife says, really, honestly? My wife started saying this thing, God be with you till we meet again. Because, and when she first said it, I looked at
Mm.
her and I said, whoa, it's a song, right? But the words did not resonate with me until I was ready to receive
Yeah,
that. Because I used to
yeah,
try and hold on to people, not to, don't go, don't go. Now,
yeah. I
when somebody
agree.
shows me who they are, I'm like, okay,
You believe them and you
bye.
move on.
And that's the
It's,
only way.
because what we tend to, especially if you're an empath, and
Yeah,
and you want to, you know be that person in their lives.
yeah,
The
yeah,
problem with that is you're
yeah,
so focused on that you forget
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
you know um, no one draws water from a dry well. And that's what we tend to try and do. You've given out all the water. You've given out. Part of the reason why we do it is because we want to be like
Yeah,
we don't want to be alone. We want to have people who love us, and that
yep.
kind of points to our childhood. And
Traumas.
you know yeah,
Yeah.
so we have a whole lot of broken people walking the streets
Hmm.
of this world,
Yeah,
who will spend their whole lives caring for others, just to feel, fulfilled.
yeah. Guilty.
Whilst, me and you both, whilst I chose the profession I'm in because, I want to help and that. But what I'm noticing is I'm trying to heal somebody, but I'm broken inside. You
Exactly.
know, so how is that even going to be successful? How do you
Exactly.
do it? You know, Fine. It's like the journey is one that I believe never ends.
No,
You know,
never does.
and it's not linear.
Hmm.
We might make a lot of progress in at one point in time, and then, make no progress at all, or but I think what I'm trying to point out is we think, oh, if I'm helping other people get to be where they want to be, then my job is done. And the problem is they get to where they want to be,
And you're
they
still where
then
you are.
move on. Yeah, they then move on, and then you then feel rejected or experience these feelings of loss,
Yeah.
where and at the end of the day, you know it's you decided not to work on yourself because it's painful.
Yeah.
Some of these childhood experiences, and some even as an adult, it's all around relationships. And if we feel like if we take that plaster off that
Yeah.
wound, it will start seeping pus or something.
Yes.
It will,
Yes.
and therefore we'll rather have that plaster there and think,
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting on well, we're doing this, but really we're postponing the inevitable.
Very true. I mean, one of the reasons, again, that I became a certified life coach is because I wanted to learn how to help people to get to their promised land. But
Yeah,
then, as I started to look around me, I realized that I was attracting a lot of birds with broken wings that were not willing to do the work,
to do work.
because you
Yeah,
cannot go forward if you're not willing to at least take a leap of faith, put one foot in front of the other, even though you
yeah,
have no clue where you're going,
yeah.
right?
Mm,
And while they're doing that, I'm becoming more damaged because their energy is affecting mine. So,
yeah,
what I learned to do now is to protect my space, my energy, and work on what I am able to control.
yeah,
And I'm finding a lot more joy. I'm finding more happiness. I'm not chasing, this person, you got to go to school. No, you don't want to go to school, no problem. You don't want to get a job, sit down there. People call me and say, oh, I can't pay my daughter's school fees. I'll help you once. I'm not going to be your yearly maintenance group, because no be me born the pikin. I was not there when you were doing the
true.
jiggy jiggy. Sorry. If you can
True.
afford your child's tuition of 1 year, I don't mind helping you. But the
Mm,
next year and the year after that, you need to sit down and reevaluate your expenses and either pull
mm,
the child out of that particular school or cut down on the fat. You
mm,
can't be going out to eat every day if you have tuition to pay. You can't be going out to eat every day and be driving a Range Rover. Like all the things that I did to become where I am, people
mm.
are not willing to make sacrifices for themselves. And now
True.
I'm the bad person because no, I'm not giving you the money that my family needs so that you can go be
Mm,
flaunting on
yeah.
social media. So now you become the bad
Mm,
person. But self love teaches us to fill our cup first. And
yeah.
that is one of the hardest lessons that
Yeah.
a lot of us have to learn, especially being African. We're taught to take care of everybody. We're taught to be
Yeah.
selfless. We're taught that, and then you go to
Mm,
church. Oh my God, poor man can get into heaven before a rich man. I'm like, huh? And the pastor is driving a jet, but that's okay. But anyways, I am grateful you joined, and I will call you right after the show. I'm
yes, please.
already 15 minutes after. I hope you share this video because we
I've
all need to.
shared it already.
Thank you,
I've
thank
shared it
you.
already
I am
because
grateful.
if it spoke to me, I know that it will speak to everybody.
You know what? Can
And
I tell you something? I've
yes,
been doing
ma'am.
this particular thing of sharing books on Clubhouse, on my club called
Oh,
Authentic Transformations. And I didn't want to bring it to Facebook because I didn't think it would work. But I
yeah.
figure I'll try it. And if it's just one or two people that it resonates with, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, and that's good. Please bring, whatever shows you're doing there. I mean, I'm not on Clubhouse, but if you bring it here, I'll listen to it and I'll share. I'm on a journey, and whatever helps, it's great.
I'm
And this has
I'm
definitely
thrilled.
helped.
I'm
It's
so thrilled.
definitely helped. So I've ordered the book already, um, and I'll just add it to, the other stuff I've been reading to help me on my journey.
I'm so proud of you for taking the first step. Along the journey, there will be pain. Along the journey, there will be fear of the unknown. Keep going.
Indeed.
It's, I've called you many nights and I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? But
Mm.
as the years evolved, I realized that
With
the
lessons.
more I learn, the more I open up, the more I unpeel all those layers of pain and hurt
Yeah.
and self-love, the more the universe brings me goodness, right?
Mm.
And life is about this. It's never like
Oh
this,
yeah.
unless you're
Yeah.
dead. But it gives one the tools to be able to deal with the
Deal with
bumps,
it. Yeah.
right? So thank you.
Very
This
true. All right.
I'm
Speak to
grateful.
you later.
Namaste.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for coming in.
All right. Bye.
That was fun. I like talking to people. Anyways, guys, today we've learned, right? Today we've learned that the journey to self is lifelong, number one. The journey to self is painful, but the healing journey, the book that we'll be taking excerpts from every Thursday at 4 p.m. from now on, right? Every Thursday, 4 p.m., tell your friends about it. Let's start meeting here. I almost did not do this on here because I didn't think it would work. I did not think people will even tune in because, you Niger people, you like booze bass, you like gossip, you like to find out who's doing what. And to get to your promised land, I honestly believe in my heart that when we heal, that we're able to resonate the frequency that attracts goodness into our lives, that attracts good people into our lives, that attracts good boyfriends and girlfriends and wives and husbands. And it also helps us to set boundaries. But more importantly, when we heal, we raise healthier children. I repeat, when we heal, we raise healthier children. The name of the book is The Healing Journey, and it's by Dr. Rosenna Bakari. The picture of it is a blue cover, and the Bakari is Bakari. We're going to be doing a whole lot of books every Thursday at 4 p.m. And then I'll do the Ghostbusters shows because all the Ghostbusters was not fulfilling. It wasn't feeding my spirit, but it was entertaining. So we're going to continue to do the Ghostbusters shows, and we'll do this every Thursday for the next 5 weeks at 4 p.m. my time, Central, 10 p.m. Nigerian time, WAT time. Share the video for me. Let's get people on the healing, on the journey to self, the healing journey, and the journey to self. Because the more of us that become healed, the more of us that resonate on a higher frequency, the better the world will be. I am so overjoyed that people resonate with us because, yeah, I'm excited. I hope you are excited as well. And I thank all of you for being here. I thank you for taking the time to listen in. And I hope to God next week that you'll come into the studio so we can actually have conversations with each other. And if you're on Clubhouse, every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, sorry. But I'm on Clubhouse every Thursday on Clubhouse at 4 o'clock. I'm doing the same book. If you can't make it here on Wednesdays at 4 o'clock, every Thursday at 2 p.m., I'll be on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a voice platform. So you can actually jump on stage and we can just have a banter back and forth, as opposed to this one that you have to come on stage. By the way, if you come on stage, you don't have to allow your picture to show. So it'll be nice to hear you talk. Johnny Omorua say, let's be honest. We all like a little validation from people around us. It isn't all that harmful and can also be healthy. Yes, of course. It's a balance. See, when you're always looking for outside validation, it'll be like you're on drugs or crack or something. And if you don't have it, then you wither. And that's why a lot of people have anxiety and they fall into depression because there's no self-love. If you remember, Johnny, I used to do this thing on my page, on my personal page in those days, where I would have affirmations. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am loved by God. I am, because I'm trying to reprogram myself. I'll start doing that as of Monday. And there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, oh my God, Johnny, you're fabulous. Oh my God, this, as long as that's not all you depend on. And trust me, when you fall in love with yourself, people that you attract will love you, because we're in a world today where people are very violent with their words, where people are very mean with their words. So you need to reprogram your mind every day. I listen to meditation videos. I do meditations myself every morning at 3 a.m. I used to share it on here, but it was too much. I was getting a lot of kind of frequency, so I backed off. But as I healed from all the battering and the trauma of dealing with a lot of Nigerian people, no offense, we're going to go back to that, because part of the journey to self is the spiritual journey. A lot of people have been emotionally abused by churches and their religious paths, that we all, on the journey to self, we need to reconcile the spirituality and the mental with the physical. It's about physical, spiritual, and mental. So some of you guys are going to get to the point where you learn that you need to get therapy. I've been in therapy a lot. I even went to therapy for counseling on blended families, because it was just sheer madness. There's no shame in healing. So let me tell you, we're all on a journey. We're all going to always be on a journey, and we all need each other. No matter where you are on this journey, I have something to learn from you. That's why it's important that we share, we have conversations about this. Nobody knows it all. We're all just winging things. And what works for me might not work for Johnny. What works for Johnny might not work for Tony. What works for Tony might not work for somebody else. That's why it's important to share information and have conversations. I must tell you, my cup is filled. I am so excited about next week, Wednesday at 4 p.m. And I'll put the link as well. And I'll send the link to people's inboxes on Facebook, cell phones, so that they can come in from the back end and sit on stage with me while we do this. And then we can have conversations. I'm really excited about this new journey that you guys are willing to take with me. I can't wait for next week. My name is Mojisola Wilson. Behind your worst fear lies the keys to your promised land. Stop hiding yourself. Stop dimming your light so that people will like you. You don't want everybody to like you. You want the right people to like and love you. Right? Yes. So let's go on the healing journey together. This is Mojisola Wilson. This is Authentic Conversations Emoji, where we have honest, truthful conversations from different perspectives in the hope that we have authentic transformations. If you're on Clubhouse, please go there and follow me. If you're on IG, go there and follow me. If you're on YouTube, follow me. Follow me so I can see what you're doing, so that I can drink from your fountain of information as you drink from mine. That's what partnership is all about. Spend some social currency on my pages. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Namaste.